China, Russia, we're going to work with them on our own terms. The Chinese don't go around Africa stealing anything from Africans. Your corrupt leaders overcompensate in exchange for something personal. That's what happens. The Chinese don't steal anything. One, they are in business. When the more you give them, the better for them. Why must they say no? Your leaders are not negotiating in good faith. They are negotiating with their families in mind. That's why they overcompensate. So we have no such a relationship with China. We've got a socialist and developmental relationship with China, and we know that China will help us. Russia is not our friend ideologically. We are with Russia in its fight against Ukraine because we know it's a NATO fight. It's not a Ukraine fight. So that NATO can expand its territory and be closer to Russia and undermine Russia. For that, we'll be with Russia because we can't allow territorial expansion of imperialism and colonialism in whatever direction. But Putin is not left. The government of Russia is not left ideological. If anything, Putin will be more aligned with the US in terms of policy and ideology, except their fundamental differences on imperialism, where Russia feels that America wants to control it through expanding the military base of NATO, because the military base of NATO is an American military base. So we are with Russia in that context.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and how are you doing today? Welcome back to my YouTube space. I'm your boy Kifa, and this is Kifa Media. If you are new member here, kindly please subscribe and like my video. And if you are a family or returning subscriber, thank you for coming back. So I have a question to you. Do you believe that your enemy can fund somebody to destroy you? Do you believe that an enemy of anybody could fund somebody else to destroy you? African leaders who are corruptive, those people, we vote for them. We went in the ballot box, we vote for them. They won, we give them power. But now they are taking us an advantage of maybe benefiting themselves, because African leaders, some of them, they only think of their stomachs. They only think of how they will eat, how they will make more. Because, for example, if China wants to give you a deal and then you request for more, they'll give you more because they know that you'll give them more. China are ever in business. You give me more, I give you more. They want to benefit from something, making a profit in something. So if you request for more, they'll give you more. But now, they will ask you for more again. So African leaders who are corruptive, they go there, they make a deal, they take a debt of more money than you expect. Then they come here, they don't do anything. And then they stand will stand in the public announcing, hey, I took, I don't know how many from China. We owe them this kind of money. What did he use to do with the money after borrowing from China or any country? So Africa, let's stand up. Let's just wake up and open our eyes. Because people that we are voting for, we are electing as leaders, they are corruptive leaders. They take things from us. They take something from a government from somewhere, and then they give something in return. In that name, they give a country. Because it's always about their stomachs, their families, their kids, their father, their mother, their wives. People don't think about others. Unlike Ibrahim Traore took power not to enrich himself, but for the people of Burkina Faso. The power belongs to the people. So African leaders, they don't even see that. They just take things the way they feel like they should take things. So they take things because of them, their stomachs, their own benefit, not us, not everyone. So be careful with who you are voting for. If anybody is in a country and is a corruptive leader, do you know why China used to hang leaders who are corruptive? Because anybody who is corruptive could take anything for his own good, for his own benefit, for his own stomach, family. They don't take things for people beneficial.
I will never be intimidated by America. I will never be intimidated by Donald Trump. They were speaking about me in that meeting at White House. If they were not gossiping about me, they should have called me into that meeting. I would have answered everything that Donald Trump wanted from us. Banchaba baseba kanna batho ba baholo ka dikhoneng ba tia transport ba ya kwa America ba yo bua ka nna slege. If they are not scared of me, call me into that meeting. That nonsense that Trump did in America, he will never do that nonsense in my presence, because I will confront him here and there with the facts. Ramaphosa could not present the facts in front of Donald Trump. You've got a coward president. He left here. Ariana, he won't be bullied. When he arrived there, he was shaking. Atatazela, Achaba Donald Trump, another president scared of another president. Trump, another president scared of another president. The day like
That's funny because that's funny because when you are in your country, you feel like, oh my God, I'm ruling a country. I'm giving people, they chose me to be their leader. But when you travel to another country, okay, you give somebody the respect, yes, in the country because they are the owner of the country. Well, good. But when it comes to the respect you deserve, respect somebody in the country because you have gone there for them to represent them because they chose you as the leader. When you go there, don't embarrass them. The other day, the president of Liberia was in America, and Trump really embarrassed the guy. He really embarrassed the man in public, on camera. The whole world saw it, and the whole world was like, that can't happen to me. That can't happen to anybody who knows they are worthy, who can say no. Because right now, Malema is saying that whichever they talked about in his absence with Ramaphosa, the president of South Africa, if they could have called him in the meeting, he could have confronted Trump and tell him that this and this and this and this is with the fact. No stories here, with fact. So people have been, you talk about somebody in the, because you are on the camera. Camera will record everything. Trump asked Ramaphosa to go and arrest Malema. So Malema is always clever. Malema is steps ahead of his own president, Ramaphosa. He always there for his stomach. That's why I'm saying that African leaders who are corruptive, they are all about their stomachs, only themselves, only how they should eat, how they can be, how they can live, not how the country can grow. So people are only there for their own benefit, for their own stomachs. So if you vote for a leader, be very careful. Don't vote for a corruptive leader. Before somebody becoming a leader in your country, you might have known his history or something. You must have known how he has been doing things. You can't give a leader who has been corruptive for the past 5 years, then you give him the power again. You'll be being used for the next again 10 years. That now will be being used for like 10 years now, or even more, because you think that he might change. Now he got the worse because you're giving him the power to use you.
The day Nigeria gets it right, that is the day Africa wakes up. If Africa is going to realize the potential, the positive aspects of our culture must be given their pride of place. Those of you who are from Nigeria, I've said it times without number when I'm in Nigeria, whether I'm in Nasarawa or in Kaduna or in Anambra or in Bayelsa, I keep on saying the day Nigeria gets it right, that is the day Africa wakes up. You only have to read the story of the early years of Nigeria during the days of the great Zik of Africa. Many of you do not know that Nnamdi Azikiwe was called the great Zik of Africa because he loved the continent, as indeed did Abubakar Tafawa Balewa. And you may not know, you Nigerians, in 1970, the king of Saudi Arabia was sick and went to be treated at the hospital in Ibadan.
And don't you black people ever forget one thing. The man that helped Jesus carry that cross was a black man. And don't ever forget another thing. Jesus belongs to Africa as much as he does to Europe and Asia.
You know, people don't believe in new people, young people leading their country. People don't believe in young leaders ruling a country. You know, many countries in Africa are powerful. Let me talk about Uganda, the pearl of Africa. Uganda has been having leaders who have been in the power for the longest year. Since 1987, they all have only had one president. It's now like almost 40 years or even more than 39 years. They're having only one president. Prime Minister, I don't know, finance. People who are still there are the people old enough to be doing something else, older than you think. People are old, but they're still in the office, taking control of everything. Why? When will Africa grow? Be different from other countries? If the leaders who are in power, they are old, they can't even walk. So if Nigeria has the power, Nigeria produces the largest amount of petroleum in the entire Africa. So Nigeria has the only mineral. So if one day they wake up and they get things right, Africa will be somewhere else. Nigeria has the many people, even than Kenya. But the leaders who are in the office are all the people who are used, who went there to feed their stomach only. They don't care about anybody else. That's why youths in Nigeria are now getting into the media, acting the movies, doing their own things, doing the music, because they know that the power, who are in power, don't care about us. People who are ruling us don't care about how should we eat, how should we make a step. They only care about their stomachs, only about them. So the earlier you wake up Africa, the better. Because Nigeria, Burkina Faso, Kenya, South Africa, Sudan, Congo is rich in a lot of minerals. Congo is rich in. I don't know why Africa can just wake up one day and just be like Africa that we want. Africa just wake up one day and then they become a world-best continent. Africa just wake up and they know that they want this for themselves. Africa one day they just wake up and they feel like, no, we will be doing this and not this. Africa just stand and say not some things. Africa just stand and say not some leaders, some corruptive leaders, for their own benefit, Not for our own, but for the next generation. If it's either now or never. Because if it's not now, then nobody will do it. Maybe in the next years, people will do it, maybe later. But if you want it to happen, it's today, now or never. Africa, let's wake up. Let's fight for our own benefit, our own good.
He was born in that part of the world that touches Africa and Asia and Europe, and Jesus was not a white man like me, nor was he as black as some of you. We don't know what the color of his skin, but it must have been a dark color like the people of his day, because he was a man like them. Don't ever say it's a white man's religion or a black man's religion. It's a world religion. He belongs.
And I can give you an example of people who are in Africa, who are leading Africa, but they are only on the power for their own stomach. Like, you can kill somebody because he didn't support this. They kill children. Who kills children? Dada, who kills children? Like, you're killing a kid because they didn't buy a uniform from your shop. The kids don't have money to buy the uniform. The kids don't have money to buy the uniform. The kids they buy for them by their parents. So why you kill? You kill the kids for not supporting you, and you are the leader. Africa, my country, Africa.
Africa started producing leaders that one cannot recognize. How many of you will forget Jean Bedel Bokassa of Central African Republic? That man who murdered little children in the streets because they did not buy a uniform from his wife. That's Jean Bedel Bokassa. How many of you will forget Mobutu Sese Seko Kukumbendu Wanzambanga? Who can forget Idi Amin of Uganda? Who can forget Mengistu Haile Mariam of Ethiopia? European musicians who had a little sense of guilt came to perform in Africa. Bob Geldof, to free the Ethiopians out of hunger. There was no hygiene in our politics.
I've been your boy Kifa, and this is Kifa Media all the way, guys. Make sure to subscribe after watching the video. Subscribe down below. Give me a comment, give me a view. Give me what to think about Africa, our leadership, corruptive leaders. What do you think? What do you feel? How do you want things to be run? I don't know. Just give me their comment section and tell me what to think about our entire Africa, leadership, Pan-Africanism, power, the awakening of Africa. Let me in the next video, and the peace be with the entire Africa. I like you guys. Subscribe.